Hello guys, welcome back to my channel. Today we're going to be continuing the tarot readings for the Libra season, the tarot reading for the Libra idols. So yes, it's going to be dedicated today to Stray Kids leader, to Bangchan. The last time I read for this Rise member, and I mistake him. I don't know why. At some point, I mistake his name, and I was like Bangchan, and or I don't know. His name came up, and I was like, okay, Bangchan is next. I don't know why I got them confused because actually, this idol's names is Seunghan, so I don't know why I got Bangchan all of a sudden. Uh, but yeah, maybe because this Rise member is new, is new to me, so I'm not used to his name, and also I'm trying to be careful not to mistake his name or to yeah, because there's Sunchan as well in Rise. So Sunchan, Seunghan sounds pretty similar. But Banchan, I don't know why he came in the reading. So let's give him today his proper reading. So yes, let's begin. The cards that he got are the Hangman, Knight of Pentacles, Six of Swords, Six of Cups, and Seven of Swords. And then from the Oracle, he got the card of Jupiter in Virgo, Patience. Um, I feel that it's very interesting. His energy really seems very slowed down. Um, and also thinking about this card, the card of patience. And I'm seeing at this Knight of Pentacles. I think that maybe definitely after everything that happened, Van Chan's mentality and his way of working at the moment is all about be cautious and also taking one step at a time. I think that here starting with the Handman, definitely this uncomfortable situation has taught him something, has given him a sort of enlightenment about how things work, and also paying attention to details, or paying attention to that everything matters at the end of the day, that every little action or every little word that he does matters. So even when we think that it's not a big of a deal, when you are in a situation or in a place that he is, in a position that he has, people observe a lot, maybe too much, but yeah. And so he is trying to moderate himself. I don't think he feels restricted. I believe probably at the beginning, because I have a strong, when I read for him in the past, I had these people in my reading that were like, telling him, oh, you shouldn't do this, you shouldn't do that, now go and do this, sort of like I wouldn't say like reprehending him, but more like, okay, like this was your fault, like you did it, like sort of putting a lot of responsibility on him and reminding him constantly that he should have done better, um, so I think that now he's like slowly, like his energy is slowly walking away from this feeling of guilt, and also feeling very helpless, because something that is very twisted in here is that since he starts with the Handman, there's this feeling of accepting that no matter what you say or do, people are going to believe what they want. So you sort of have to surrender to the idea of not having any control or power over people's interpretation. And I think that that's also a mentality, or maybe a way of thinking, that is going to set him free and is going to help him move on faster, instead of obsessing like, okay, how should I do this? How should I prevent this? How should I, fix this? Because I'm sure he has here with the Knight of Pentacles. Definitely, Bangchan is a very productive person. He's always thinking in terms of results, and also if he has to fix something, if he has to do something, he's always thinking about ways to make things better. So there's something about him also wanting to, to bring solutions to, like everything has to have a solution, everything has to be fixed. But I think that in these moments, the situations in his life are all happening, for him to learn to be patient and try not to modify anything. Like whatever is happening, it's not like, oh, it's destiny, but it's like these are things or events that you cannot control. So yes, be disciplined. Yes, keep your head on the goal, like work towards the goal, like don't stop, but also like slow down with the expectations, slow down. And I think that there's something about him also learning that, sort of being a bit more humble, like being like, okay, whatever, there are things that I just cannot control, and this is it. But he had been working also, and I believe that this is something that I said in another reading, in another card pulling for him, that the guy is working, so he is busy. He's not that that focused on what happened. I think that it's more the people that are fixed on, oh, remember what happened, or this happened because of this and this and this. And I think that Chan is going to feel like this and this is this. There's a lot of theories around, what Vanchan must be feeling or going through, and actually Vanchan is just working. It's just working. In here, there's no feelings, there's no feelings hurt. At least I don't see it here in the reading. There's just acceptance. It was awkward at the beginning. Yeah, it was an awkward feeling. It was like, oh my God, like what? Like, and also there's something here represented him as the Knight of Pentacles. He doesn't like to be reprehended. He's like a very, I would say he's like a very strict student. He's like someone that he always wants to be like this example. So it's like, I believe that maybe it's not that they said something awful to him, but he just didn't take it very well, because I think that he doesn't want to make mistakes, and things just got out of control. But yeah, now he's learning to, accept and move on. Here with the Six of Swords also, there's a lot of movement. There's a lot of new projects for Stray Kids. I don't know if they're going to have a comeback soon, or if they're going to be working on something, or he's going to be working on something. But definitely he's moving on, guys. He's moving on, and he's busy. So it's not like, like he has like there's something, he's waiting for new adventures. He's seeing at the future. He's waiting for new possibilities. He's already moved on, mentally. He's not there anymore. But I say this, and I will also contradict myself now, because we have the Six of Cups and we have the Seven of Swords. So I don't know how to say this, honestly, because I sense that he's moving, he's traveling, he's advancing, he's moving on. And then we have the Six of Cups. That the Six of Cups is about the past, and it's about, feeling nostalgic, and things that were important for us, in the past, that we really have a lot of love, and that it's like a memory, of good times, and or not so good times, because in here we have the Seven of Swords as well. So when I saw this, I was like, oh, there's a possibility I wouldn't say like there's a, I don't know, I would say there's a possibility of Chan's room being back or being brought back. But I think that if the idea was said or mentioned, um, I think that there's the potential of him again being perceived as like he drops the bomb and he gets away, he goes away, something like this. So I think that there's a potential. I don't know if it's chance room, but there's a potential of maybe Bangchan say something, and again the situation of this being misunderstood, misinterpreted, exaggerated. I don't know how to say it, but with all these sorts, there's a potential that what happened in Chan's room could happen again, or the subject could be brought up again, because here in the cars it is. So I don't know. I don't think it has to do about someone, but I think that there could be a moment in the future, very soon, where Banchan addresses this, and he could say something that could also spark a lot of discussions, and also people having their own theories and just like, playing with what he says, sort of molding it to whatever they believe in. And I see him doing this. Like I really see him like starting this again. Like definitely I don't see others. Like I don't see that it's others. I see that he could get himself again in a very confusing situation. And since there's a lot of source, I believe that there's something that he's going to say that probably is going to get misinterpreted again. And probably it's about chance room. I don't know. Maybe he could say, or he could give more details about what happened and what is going to happen with it. But I see him like dropping the hint and walking away. Like you see the Seven of Swords that is like sneakily like walking away with some source in their power or something like this. It's like I give you a sort of hint or I say something that sparks. It's not a controversy, but it sparks something in the fandom, and then I walk away. So he could be passive aggressive at some point, yes. But I don't know. I think that probably is his style of communication with all these sources. I'm like, maybe it's the way he says things, it's the tone. I don't know. Because I don't know Banchan that much, so I haven't observed him. So I don't know, but this moment could repeat itself. There's something about the past actions being brought up again, or maybe him talking about it and clearing some things. But there's something here with the Seven of Swords about his nature that I believe that it's just there's something about it that he cannot help it. Probably is that, and maybe it's him being a Libra, that in his speech he tries to be balanced, but sometimes it gets confusing for some. So when you have people that are too rigid when it comes to answers are supposed to be black or white, are supposed to be these absolutists, they don't get what he means. They don't get what he means. So there's something about him like saying something and having to retreat. It's like, okay, I have to get away, because if I stay too much explaining myself, I will make it worse. So I would just drop a few hints, a few words in here and there, and I hope that you get it, guys. But I don't know if people get it. there's I don't know. I think that he should have like a sort of translator, someone that really knows him, and you be like, oh, when he said this, he meant this, something like this, because. But also, I believe that probably it has to do with others and how others perceive it, because in this you have no power. People are going to believe what they want to believe. This is the reality, and that's the danger in it, especially when you are a public figure. Um, Here with the card from the oracle, Jupiter in Virgo, patience. So I think that, yeah, these last 3 months for Bangchan are all going to be about practicing patience. It's not a time to make big moves or to make like strong changes or decisions or transformations. It's more about like staying in the routine, and if he's working on something, just work on it, one day at a time. Don't push yourself. And also with all these swords, there's a lot of ideas. Maybe he's creating new music, maybe he's writing lyrics. It's a period more about creation, or maybe like comparing ideas. But also with this, it comes these moments where he's caught on camera saying something or talking to the fans or communicating to the fans, with camera, without the camera. But there's something about people being very obsessed with what he says. So I don't know. I think that there could be a potential of things you know, being a bit exaggerated again. Um, So this is why there's something here with this oracle card that says patience. That it's all about him understanding that, yeah, he should be patient with his audience. That sometimes, yeah, things don't go the way he wants to, but yeah, this is what it is. This is what is available now. So he has to be patient, not to rush, not to. Also, if he has an idea or a new project, do not spill it. There's something about him potentially spilling things too early or too ahead of time, And here with the card of patience, it's like, if you're working on something or if you want to surprise the fans, like, don't spoil it. Like, don't say too much, because people hang on to your words too much. So be careful. Be careful. So yeah, but yeah, it's about being patient, because probably I don't see cards of action. I don't see ones in here. So I see a lot of communication or maybe exchange of information, internet, but I don't see Vanchan like actually like working with his body, or, practicing. Um, Maybe he's waiting for the other guys to recover fully as well. I don't know how they're feeling, or if the fans know how the guys that were involved in the car accident, how they are feeling. If you do have an update, I would appreciate if you share with me how, if you know something, um, because I'm not going to pull cards for these members until I know that they're okay. I don't want to pull cards if they are recovering themselves. That is a very private moment. But if you know something, I would appreciate an update. But yeah, it's all about patience, for him these next 3 months, and it's also advancing. He is advancing. He is advancing, but there's a potential tendency of him repeating the same that happened in the past. So he has to be careful. He has to be super diplomatic, because there's a lot of people want things to go back to the past, and they are not realizing that the past is the past. That no, what they are bringing is something new. So but there's a potential of someone asking something, or something bringing this subject to him, or asking him a question, and it could get uncomfortable. So yeah, I would advise him to not respond. So yeah, guys, this is all I have for him. I hope that you enjoyed it, and I'll see you in my next video. Bye.